Oh, hello there, Site 42 staff, as well as those of you from the greater SCP Foundation. And welcome to another Coffee Break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the Anomalous broadcast from Site 42. As always, I am Dr. Theron Sherman, Site Director here at Site 42 of the SCP Foundation. And as I have done for the last year and counting, because the daily stream streak remains strong, I am here to open my office doors to you, the Foundation staff, to answer your burning questions about this dark and mysterious place of employment we call the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, perhaps they're from a different multiverse or metaphysical narrative level, i.e., fandom. Either way, we are here for the next 60 to 90 minutes for today's coffee break. But before I begin the stream subject followed by the general Q&A, allow me to start with a little bit of housekeeping. First and foremost, Blue Horntail. Congratulations on being the #1 most punctual member of today's Containment Hazard Assessment team, i.e., congratulations on being first chatter. Meanwhile, CD23, Puppet Boy, Dr. Wesker, Amber, Dr. Frogman, Black Phoenix, Troy, Sleepless Dragon, everyone who I have just named, thank you for being here punctually, and thank you for being here as members of Site 42 on YouTube. We appreciate your membership and your service. Furthermore, 100 stars, Intern Kevin, Minty Andrea, Aurum, Jax, and Ella Sprite. And let's go with Blanery as well. Congratulations on being here punctually, and thank you for being here today, just for being you. Now, reminder that today's stream is sponsored. You have 14 days remaining to pre-order your Dr. Sherman Site Director Edition plushie. After 14 days, the plushie will be gone forever. This is your one opportunity to get this cuddly, adorable, caffeinated boy into your home. Link is in the VOD description. Link is pinned in the chat to get your Dr. Sherman plushie. Now, today's stream subject is quite simple. Yesterday, we did a stream about dog SCPs. How many dog SCPs were there? Well, it can't be raining cats and dogs unless we catch up with the SCP cats as well. So we're going to take a quick tour of the SCPs of the feline varietal. Starting by going to the SCP database. And just to clarify on the page tags, the canine tag, as we looked at it yesterday, has 100 147 anomalous puppos. When we switch over to the feline tag, we are shown 110 feline anomalies. Now, the first thing that says to me is that more SCP authors are dog people. Cat people, you need to catch up. Those are rookie numbers. Do your best. But let's take a tour of our available SCP cats. Starting with anomalous staff members. The cats actually have more SCP doctors than the dog side does. There's, of course, Dr. Blair Roth, who is one of our old school SCP researchers. Dr. Roth being a cat in a lab coat. This is very much in the same vein as Dr. Kane Pathos Crow. But this is not our only anomalous cat staff member. SCP Meow-J was seemingly written by an anomalous staff member cat, although they have not quite learned English. And so, meow 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 meow, meow 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 meow, meow 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 meow, meow, meow meow redacted, meow 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 meow, meow purr, meow, meow 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 meow, 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 meow. Meow, 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 meow. Meow, meow. Scrolling, 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 scrolling. I guess we should not have interrupted their work. My apologies. Unnamed researcher cat. A quick interrupted moment. I know this is a cat stream, but yes, I see you. Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, has decided to intervene to have a dog break. Otherwise, she does not get to say hello to the chat, and she would be the most disappointed. Sweetie Pumpkin, the chat would like you to have this delicious treat. You are the sweetest pumpkin on Site 42 grounds. That is correct. Good work. And thank you for not borking. Thank you for politely waiting to be picked up for stream. Very smart dog. Very smart puppo. She barked downstairs. She heard that the stream was happening and got jealous and wanted to come upstairs and be on camera. I see. Little diva, Charlie over here. All right. Let us continue some delightful SCP S-cat-pades. No, that didn't work. We'll think of some cat puns along the way. Now, of course, one could not talk about the SCP cats without the most famousest anomalous cat of all. Everyone knows SCP-529, codename Josie the Half-Cat. Josie the Half-Cat is, of course, half-cat. A very nice half-cat. But you all know about Josie. I don't need to tell you much besides do not feed her cheese. Staff are not permitted to feed cheese to Josie. Do not do it. But did you know that there is an upcoming SCP adventure game featuring Josie the Half-Cat? Josie the Half-Cat, an SCP story, is currently wishlistable on Steam. And, considering it's an SCP project, let's take a look at some gameplay footage. Apparently, that 2024 deadline has come and gone. But I do know at last blush that the team at Afray Interactive, aka the team behind SCP 5K's video game, I do believe that they are taking the dev of Josie under their wing to help complete the game. So hopefully, we see that up and coming pretty soon. So, we've had a visit to Dr. Roth's office. We've taken a look at SCP Meow-J. We've interacted with Josie the Half-Cat. But that is not the end of our SCP Cat tour. Oh no. I've got a couple more on deck. Now this one, prepare yourselves. Remember, the SCP Foundation is a serious place of serious science, and it is not always a very nice world to be in. I warn you and your feelings as we move into this next article. SCP-2693 fell into the well, fell into the well, fell into the deep dark well. This delightful kitten, object class pending, designates a relationship between two separate entities. A 18-meter deep stone brick well located in Arizona. A dry well, so there is no water at the bottom. And -2, the kitten. Whenever SCP-2693-2, the kitten, is near the -1, the well, it will immediately attempt to jump into the well. Although it can be prevented from doing so if you just, grab the kitten. If it is able to fall into the well, shortly before it hits the bottom, it will be teleported to a random location within 50 miles of the well. The reasons for this behavior is unknown. The only noticeable change between instances is that the tail of the cat gets shorter by approximately an inch after each teleportation, significance of which is unknown. So the cat wants to jump in the well, and every time it jumps in the well, it gets teleported away. We discovered this after multiple reports from a man named Eddie Brown, claiming his cat had fallen into a well and abruptly vanished. After a couple hours of searching, they found the cat. The anomalous properties were determined, witnesses were amnesticized, and we were kept abreast of the situation. Then, the next time it teleported to an open field 41 miles north. It appeared in an abandoned power plant the next time. It teleported into a shallow creek 5 miles east. It teleported 50 miles south and was found sleeping in an abandoned truck. It teleported in the middle of a busy sidewalk 21 miles northwest. It teleported 18 miles west, 30 feet above the ground in the branches of a pine tree. And it no longer had a tail by this point. Incident 9, the cat did not teleport. The cat hit the bottom of the well. Notice for once, it wasn't our fault. The SCP Foundation did not put the cat in the well. We just didn't stop it. Were I in charge of that task, I might have thought that the tail thing was a dead giveaway. I think the researchers there need to go back to the academy. Like I said, Intern Bean, it wasn't us. We didn't do it. We just let it happen. Oof. All right. All right. I promise that is the only tragic cat. That is the only tragic cat. The rest of the cats, no tragedies. Well, somewhat. SCP-4723 is, pardon, 6 cats. A group of 6 cats. And these cats, for all intents and purposes, to the human eye, look like human men wearing suits. The only person who sees them as cats is one 64-year-old woman, Marianne Baker, known as the Dash A. The Dash A is the only one who sees them as cats. Everyone else sees a gang of cats as a gang of men in suits. You see, the title of this anomaly, the code name, is Reservoir Cats. The cats engage in a bank robbery. They go in holding guns and robbing the joint. After which, security cameras, which are not human eyes, showed 6 cats walking around the bank wearing or holding guns in their mouths. After which, we figured out what happened, chased the cats to their lair, and we captured them. They happened to get in a pretty expletive-filled argument while in containment. They don't seem very friendly to each other overall. But you can look into SCP-4723 on your own time. We're moving on. The next SCP cat to speak of. What if everybody had cats? But specifically, what if everyone was walking around with cats on their heads? SCP-5610, codename to put a cat on your head. 5610s are anomalous entities that are only observable by individuals with a CRV of 5.6 and above. Approximately 56% of Japan's population has been found to have an instance of SCP-5610 resting atop their head. So not everyone, but more than half of everyone, has a cat hat. Yes, Dr. Frogman, you are correct. As a subject's behavior in public becomes more congruent to their behaviors in private, the instance of 5610 becomes increasingly detailed. This continues until it produces one of 2 results. Either the instance would vanish, or in approximately 6% of all cases, it transforms into a non-anomalous cat and jumps off the subject's head. 5610 is prominently featured in haikus. Living authors, when questioned, remember it. Notable ones translated below. It is humankind to put a cat on the head, to love and hate swords. Recorded by Oda Nobunaga in the year 1580. When a child suckles, the cat inside him also does, partnered on rough paths. From Basho, 1672. Are we not all cats, on heads of weak, chatting mice, or hardened tigers? Amiri Takagata, 1923. To the barrack bed, an old cat jumps from my head, meowing with pity. Jou Takamiki, 1944. I guess you achieved that congruent behavior. Good work, Takamiki-san. Bored Oneku sighs, telling me to cry for him. Yet I save face, tears. There's a couple more haikus you can enjoy the works of the delightful cat haikus on the SCP-5610 document. And for our last SCP feline highlight, I don't remember who in the chat called it. I don't know how of all the 110 anomalous cats, you picked the one that I was planning on talking about. But SCP-040-JP is a well located in the village of Redacted in the Redacted Prefecture. So once again, a cat and a well. Once again, it is a Japanese anomaly. Surrounded by a wooden hut measuring 5 meters in width and 4 meters in length. Warning, memetic hazard. When a subject looks into the cabin, they begin shaking, reporting that there was a cat. Furthermore, the person will become obsessed with the idea that the cat is here. This effect is not apparent in drawings or images. It only occurs when a person views the inside of the cabin with the naked eye. A camera image will only show the inside of the hut with no sign of reported cats. Exposure to the object will distort the subject's perception of all domestic cats. During interviews with exposed subjects, they reported that any domestic cat seemed to look like an animal with 2 human eyes on its face, without hair or other features, staring at them directly when viewed from any direction. Furthermore, the exposed subjects will begin to report the cat is constantly appearing in the darkness to observe them. There seems to be no consistency in the level of darkness required for the cat to be manifest. It is unknown why the cat observes subjects below. This is the cat. Thank you. So beware the hairless cat with human eyes. I did lie to you. We are talking about one more cat at the request of the desk. The desk requests we speak about SCP-247. Codename, a harmless kitten. Okay. Description. SCP-247 is a Bengal tiger, which to all observers appears to be a harmless cat, with an orange and black striped coat resembling that of a tiger. Remote feeds and still photos also show this illusion, although it is unknown whether the photo itself is affected or merely the observer. 247's true nature has been confirmed by analysis of weight, water displacement, and dental molds made from the bite marks. It is unknown how 247 generates this illusion. So, just like the reservoir cats, we gotta have another cat that disguises its nature. Typically, oh boy, 247 will begin to purr or mew when approached by a human. The human will remark that this is adorable and approach to pet the subject. This has been observed even in persons who strongly dislike cats. 247 has been known to accept affection from its victims for upwards of 7 minutes before disemboweling and devouring them. Oh boy. And we have a testing log of feeding animals and people to the anomalous tiger, because that was highly necessary. I'm glad we have evolved in our scientific processes. Ay caramba. All right. Site 42 staff. There are many, many more SCP felines to be investigating. You can do so on your own time. But for now, I'm going to return to the chat, in which we have approximately 35 to 65 minutes remaining for general Q&A. I will catch up on the donations, and then we will proceed to general Q&A. 100 stars. Thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they are enjoying the sparkle. Intern Frost, thank you for your first donation of today's stream. Get yourself a tuna salad on your way past the commissary. Hey, Dr. Sherman, I'm back. How are you? Well, I'm doing quite well. Welcome back. Mobile Task Force Captain Gilbert, thank you for, I assume, renewing your Mobile Task Force captainship. I knew you were one beforehand, unless you upgraded from a... No, you were a captain before. I've been calling you Captain Gilbert this whole time. I'm not sure why it said that exactly, but thank you for your membership and service regardless. Camro, thank you for your first donation to today's stream as well as being a member. Grab yourself a plate of fish fingers and custard on your way past the commissary. It filled my heart with rainbows. Well, I'm glad to hear that as long as the rainbows are not obstructing anything stopping your heart from functioning. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm certain they will keep it 100 at your urging. Black Phoenix, thank you for your 7 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Happy to be a member of this community. Well, we're happy to have you. Thank you for your support, both as a member on YouTube and as a member of Mobile Task Force Site 42, codename Signal Boosters, helping us spread SCP projects far and wide. Dr. Frogman, thank you for your 10 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Frog stream when? Frog stream when indeed. Amber, thank you for sending a floating heart to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they feel the love. Lila Uraraka, thank you for, I guess, renewing your level 1 researchership here at Site 42. We appreciate your membership and your service. Black Phoenix, thank you for sending sparkles to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they enjoy the sparkle. 035 or 323, what would you rather be in a room with? You have to experience everything after and during either of the mass possession decisions. Intern chamber, neither. Don't go in the room with masks that possess and murder you. That would be the smart choice. However, my question is, does 323, the Wendigo skull, have a compulsion to wear it? A lot of these earlier anomalies had mental compulsion to make you wear them, which was very annoying. Reacts to stimuli. Capable of limited locomotion, typically in the form of small movements and vibrations. Locomote in the event of various stimuli. Influential effect. Individuals with visual experience cannibalistic thoughts and urges. So yes, the compulsion effect of the Wendigo skull has a 74% chance of ensnaring the individual and making them wear the mask. And yet, I would choose 323 regardless because my cognitive resistance value is such that I feel like I could outlast it, and I do not want to talk to that arrogant prick 035 any more than I have to. You forgot about Agent Charlemagne. Well, Dax Ray's Agent Charlemagne has not come to give us a visit today. If Agent Charlemagne deigns to do so, then we will get to say hello. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a star to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I'm sure it will guide their way. I'm going to feed a bunch of versions of Dr. Christopher Burns to that tiger, if you know what I mean. 369 Destroyer. Be careful of the fire suppression department. They are extremely feared within the Foundation for the work they do. And you would be keen to stay under their radar when messing with their clientele, so to speak. Researcher Lila, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as renewing your membership. Grab yourself a tuna tartare on your way past the commissary. Regarding SCP-294, what would happen if I were to order a cup of feminization? Feminization. I would... If I go to 294, it has many, many... This doesn't actually have a testing log. I wonder if it would send proper feminization hormones. It does have a liquid that can make you godlike for a time, so perhaps it could make a transformatory liquid as well, question mark. 294 is rather unpredictable, and we don't have a lot of test logs for it, compared to other anomalies like 914 or 682's demolition log. Intern Hyde, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a rice ball on your way past the commissary. Good evening again, Dr. Sherman. As Site 134 sends love and appreciation to you and all of Site 42. Well, thank you, 134. We're doing our best out here. We are doing our research. We are securing, containing, protecting. We are spreading the SCP Foundation's mission so as to achieve bigger projects and more funding. We thank you for helping us in that manner. How would the Foundation contain the Avatar for the sake of brand recognition? Let's say Aang, but the reincarnation factor is in play. Dr. Smith, when it comes to the Avatar, you are still dealing with a human vessel. As seen in the series The Legend of Korra, there are multiple ways to incapacitate an Avatar, including the mercury in the blood treatment to weaken them, the specific chains. You saw that episode. You know what I'm talking about. Avatars, not as hard to contain as you would think. Is there an SCP that would get any song stuck in your head for days on end? If so, I might be affected. No, Intern Sprite, that is simply a non-anomalous phenomena to my knowledge. SCP-7315 is an anomaly described as an auditory parasite in the noosphere that attaches itself to popular melodies, creating stuck song syndrome. So, you might be infected with 7315? Archon class anomaly, so we don't contain it. Auditory parasite. Targeting popular melodies and adjusting itself to gain a higher infection rate. Due to highly adaptive nature, it has evolved to minimize any noticeable effects in an effort to avoid containment. All right. So, be careful of SCP-7315. Running down the list of anomalies here. Flight of the Bumblebee has been infected with 7315 before. So if you're interested in more information about that, the 7315 document is available. Intern Darkfur, welcome to Site 42 staff. Thank you for subscribing. Ghost Cowboy, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a California roll on your way past the commissary. Yo, it's been a while, but I'm back. Do you remember me? I seem to remember the wolf profile picture. It has been a minute. Because you just chatted, I can check your channel activity. And it was so long since you were last here that it's having trouble loading it. But yes, it's been a while. But I hope you are doing okay regardless. 953, thank you for sending a gold coin to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they will purchase delightful wares from the Well of Charon on their way, thanks to your trinket. Dr. Sherman, what does a humanoid anomaly have to do to gain free roam privileges, and what would the first day of free roam be like? Intern Ryder. For a humanoid anomaly to get free roam privileges is exceedingly rare. After all, while a half cat can free roam because it's not going to do much damage, so to speak, a humanoid anomaly could very easily attempt to use its anomalous abilities to aid in an escape plan of sorts. So you can understand why we might be a little testy about letting them roam around. Now, after a time, essentially they would have to get up to being a staff member. They would have to prove their loyalty to the Foundation, prove that their anomaly wouldn't cause any issues interacting with other anomalies, and could in fact be helpful to contain other anomalies. Otherwise, probably they would never receive free roam privileges, so to speak. Explain what 795 is, please. Intern Jax, you do realize that as a member of the SCP Foundation, you have access to the SCP database. All you have to do is go to SCP-795 on the database, and you would see that SCP-795 is the reality-bending cat. A large, black, long-haired domestic cat of indeterminate breed exhibiting two major anomalous abilities. It can change physical form of any living creature it is able to observe within a range of 30 meters, and it can make telepathic suggestions to humans within range of the effect. It can also transfer its abilities to other cats within its range of effect, but this effect on the other cat is temporary and dissipates within 3 hours of separation from 795. So it is making... at the Animal Control Center, we found the anomaly. All the dogs were euthanized. Damn. Ice cold. Ice cold. 795. Cats were roaming the facility freely. The center was over budget for cat care and supplies, and that is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6-digit number of funding over budget they were. And 3 center staff were missing and presumed victims of 795. So, you have to stay 35 meters away from this containment cell, otherwise bad things are going to happen to you. Woof. Yeesh. If you try to eat cane, you would end up eating yourself. Well, intern DJ, some people are into that. I don't understand them, but some people are into that. Auto-cannibalism, they call it. Don't like that. Dr. Sherman, fun fact. Burns retired December 12, 2014, and 8980 started February 2005, so Lillian spent 9 years and 10 months contained. Yup. That's a pretty fucked up situation. Oh, jeez. Disc. Why don't you go fraternize with Kane, a.k.a. go fuck yourself? Not bad, Desk. Not bad. Dr. Sherman, can I please have a lemon? That depends, Dr. Wesker. What do you intend to do with the lemon? Are you going to make lemonade? Are you going to burn my house down with the lemon? Because if it's the former, then yes, request accepted. But if it's the latter, request denied. Mm. 100 stars. Thank you for sending a, well, star to the Canadian Hazard Assessment Team. I am sure it will guide them on their way. If SCP-056, codename A Beautiful Person, looked at Shy Guy's face and changed their appearance, would Shy Guy know? Yes, intern Irma. Because SCP-096 does not hunt by sight alone. SCP-096 can sense where you are anywhere on Earth and knows where to find you. So, yes, if SCP-056 changed its appearance, that would not deter 096 from finding it and murking it. Please do not show images of 096 to 056 or any other anomaly or staff member or civilian or anyone, please. Researcher Lila, thank you for donating again to say. Would you consider Akinator to be anomalous, and if so, what class of anomaly would it be? Well, a Jinn is an anomalous entity, that is for sure, and that is what the Akinator is. Mind reading is also anomalous, which is what the Akinator purports to do. Finally, SCP... Let's see, we have... Seemingly 7897 is a anomalous Jinn, or includes a Jinn in the story at least. No, a Jinn gave SCP-7879 to the Bedouin tribes. So SCP-7879, the Book of Simum, was a gift from a Jinn. Suffice it to say, we have a fair amount of Jinn in the SCP lore. Desk. Thank you for generously dropping 5 promotions on today's Containment Hazard Assessment Team. And if you got that promotion, make sure to thank Desk for his generosity. Can Akinator guess Dr. Sherman? Akinator. Stort. No, I don't want your advertisements. Play. There we go. Characters, objects, animals. I guess I would be a character. Is your character a girl? No. Is your character animated? Not often enough to say so. Is your character a famous YouTuber? I believe 1 million counts as famous. I'm gonna go with yes. Is your character a gamer? Not typically. I have been known to play games, but I would not identify with the label. Is your character American? Yes. Is your character black? Not besides my lab coat. Is your character married? Nay. Does your character do 24-hour challenges? Well, I did the 24-hour charity streams in the past, but I don't know if that's exactly what they're talking about, so I'm gonna go with no. Does your character curse a lot? What do you guys think? Do I curse a lot? I don't think so. I curse an amount, but I don't think it's that much. I'm gonna go with no. Is your character an adult man? I am an adult man. Is your character normally in a chair? Dr. Chair, I believe you would agree, yes. Does your character have a gaming channel? No. Is your character gay? I don't know why the chat is so interested in this, but I am not. Nothing's wrong with that, though. Is your character known for making YouTube shorts? I do make a fair amount of YouTube shorts, yes. Does your character wear a hat all the time? No, I would hide my beautiful hair. No. Does your character tell stories? I think so? Do I tell stories? I think I tell stories. Is your character stupid? No. No, chat. I am not. Does your character show their face a lot? Yes, I do. Is your character blonde? Not typically. Does your character create educational content? Well, I create educational content about the SCP Foundation, but do you think that counts? I don't think they're gonna call it educational. I'm gonna go with probably not. Does your character have numbers in their name? Do you think they're going with Site 42? Or do you think they're going with Dr. Sherman? Yeah, a lot of people call me Site 42. I'm gonna go with it. Does your character live in the void? No, I do not live in a void. Does your character report the news? No, I do not report news. Does your character have a beard? Does a goatee count? It's a very small beard. I'm gonna go with probably. Does your character host a podcast? We do have a podcast. Is your character associated with anime? No, we are not a weeb channel. Is your character referred to in the honorific title like Mr., Mrs., Master, or Doctor? Oh boy. It's doctor time. Is your character some kind of doctor? He's on to me. He's on to me. Does your character wear blue clothes? I don't. I'm not known to. No, I'm gonna no. Don't know. I don't know. Is your character a teacher? Well, I teach about the SCP Foundation. That, and I am a dance teacher at my cover job. I'm gonna pick no. Everyone's saying no, 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 no. I am not Dr. Mike. That is a very nice dog you have, Dr. Mike. But that is not me. No. Continue. Is your character a scientist? Now we're cooking. Now we're cooking. Is your character from TikTok? Yes, I have been here. Is your character... Oh, no. SCP Foundation, he's on to us now. This genie's cooking. Is your character a porn actor? No! What? Hashtag annoyed and asexual. What? Why? Why did you jump from SCP Foundation to porn? No! Is your character heavily muscled? Who is the SCP porn muscle man? What is going on? What SCP researcher did I not know about? Unfortunately, no, I'm not heavily muscled now. I'm in rehab. But I was never that bulky. Oh, it's a me. Wow, that is a old and not useful photo as well. But at least they got the right guy that time. Good work. Yeah, they got Jeff Sherman in there. That's an interesting picture choice. Yes, yes, Genie, you got it. Character played 970 times. Last played April 30th, 2026, which is tomorrow. SCP Foundation jumping to porn tells a lot about the content on the internet. Yep. Yep. That wow, that was quite a left turn. That was quite a left turn. Is your character from the SCP Foundation? Yes. Okay, you're doing good. Is your character from porn? Peculiar. What about your second job at Only Sherms? The hashtag annoying and asexual is growing. Submit a better picture. I gotta do that later. I don't have a good picture on this terminal for that. Someone submit a better picture next time you Akinator me. Ugh. All right, returning to the chat. It is now catching up with all of the chats that happened during the Akinator section. Rebel Commander, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. As well as being a member, grab yourself some crackers and fish spread on your way past the commissary. Try Wondertainment's delete aspect of physics button. No, we will not try that. We will not try that. That's risky asking us to. You can get Cat Sherman. Submit the cat ears picture from the 42 Miss stream. Oh, dear Lord. And I think I did leave that picture in the Discord server. No. No, I do believe you all have access to the picture. This has all gone horribly wrong. I do not have time to find that right now. Oh, geez. Well, I guess we'll wait to see what horrors come from that. Meanwhile, Lani the Demon Angel, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Thank you for making the effort to go through the Ko-Fi, which only takes 3% of your donation for fees, whereas YouTube takes 30% of your donation when it's a super chat. So we definitely appreciate you going through the effort to make the Ko-Fi happen. Grab yourself a shrimp cocktail on your way past the commissary. Since we're bringing up cat SCPs, I feel an obligatory Miss Lag mention is in order. One of my personal favorites. Google her if you are confused. Well, you are correct. I am confused. What is Miss Lag? I don't see an SCP by the name Miss Lag. Unless you are just talking about the Street Cat Wiki. Oh, occupation, Euclid class SCP. Okay, I am completely unfamiliar with Street Cat Wiki, but apparently it is a Euclid class SCP. So, I guess familiarize yourself with Miss Lag, the female domestic short hair Euclid class SCP. Ah, anomalous ability to lag the camera feed whenever it appears. Interesting. Intern Never. Welcome to today's stream. Thank you for subscribing. Welcome to SCP Foundation staff. And Agent Zenith, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as being a member. Thank you for going through the Ko-Fi. Grab yourself a salmon fillet on your way past the commissary. Well, I was going to ask for a crash out for my birthday, what just happened had me wheezing. Well, I'm glad that you enjoyed whatever just transpired. I have gotten worse guesses from Akinator when trying to do Dr. Sherman OMG. I am terrified about what it considered. Chester Factory, thank you for your 11 months as a level 1 researcher here at Site 42. We appreciate your near year of membership and service. Almost been a year. Indeed, it has. They just asked me if Dr. Sherman played in Harry Potter. Nope, I do not hang out with turf wizards. $369 Destroyer, thank you for, I think, donating first time today? Yeah, first time today. Grab yourself some alligator dip on your way past the commissary. I had canon that those blank is not an SCP videos are made just in case of reality benders or pataphysical BS, bringing those characters to life. Well, it is very good to have these guides on hand for all scenarios, and especially because these pop cultural entities are all part of archetypes of mythology that have gone down through the ages, and sometimes people do manufacture them. It's the same way that Star Trek has actually inspired the path of future tech, because people who are inventing things are inspired by Star Trek. And so, because of that, it could be a roundabout way to make sure that we can contain these things once they appear again. My cat Shelly, I'm sure, is looking forward to knocking Dr. Sherman Plush 2.0 off surfaces just like Plush 1.0. It turns out Dr. Sherman plushies are very easy to knock off of surfaces. I am sure that Shelly will enjoy the Site Director Sherman plushie and its knockover ability as soon as it arrives. Intern Pence, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a seaweed snack on your way past the commissary. What do you think would happen to a Dr. Sherman plushie in 914? Well, we could put it in 914. We would end up with, of course, on rough or very rough, we would end up with fluff and strings and the detritus of a plushie put in there. But did SCP-914 ever spawn a living plush? I would not be surprised. Oh no. Horrifying. Horrifying results. We did test it with Furbies. 5 Furby plush toys made to resemble animal-like creatures. On rough, a severely damaged pile of electronics showing signs of melting and crushing. Numerous strands of burnt plastic fur described as unsettling. The next Furby was put on course. Numerous piles of plastic pellets arranged by color, circuitry, and other electronic parts laid out in order of size, so disassembled but not destroyed. This Furby was put on the 1-to-1 setting. It came out as one lizard plushie made with similar proportions to the input. Plastic for the input has been melted down and shaped into plastic reptilian scales. Internal circuitry left unchanged. On fine, the Furby came out visually identical to the input. The output's eyes will now follow the nearest person, regardless of physical obstructions or battery power in the electronics. People observed have described feeling watched even when they are unaware of the object's existence or of its eyes following them. It was incinerated. Good choice. Note, these last two outputs seem a bit lazy on 914's end. Is it getting tired? Researcher Salas, don't challenge it. Researcher Salas has fallen for the oldest trick in the book, which is SCP WCPGW-J. SCP-WCPGW is one of the most dangerous anomalies in Foundation custody, especially terrifying for Foundation researchers. SCP, what could possibly go wrong, is what Researcher Salas just did. So, what happened to the Furby when you put it on very fine, Researcher Salas? One animate robotic leviathan many times larger than the output. exited the output booth and terminated retrieving D-Class as well as entire research and guard team. Broke through the roof for the research cell and exited Earth's atmosphere. Containment efforts and subsequent neutralization efforts failed. Foundation secrecy lifted on redacted date, resulting in numerous Keter-class SCP objects breaching away from Earth, currently believed to be increasing in velocity. SCP classification granted, redacted date, assigned Apollyon object class on redacted date, object projected to impact Earth within redacted days, resulting in an XK class end of the world scenario. Foundation resources fully focused on terminating output, likeliness of success estimated at 9%. All of that was just struck out, as in it has been corrected. Let's see what the correction is. One visually unchanged Furby. When the output booth opened, researcher redacted, the transcriber for the test, was afflicted with a strong mimetic effect that caused him to believe the output was a malicious reality warping serpent. Amnestics administered, output incinerated. Note, never mind, from researcher Salas. Note to Salas, you're a researcher, which means at some point you've gotten at least in the vicinity of a university before. As such, I'd appreciate if you stop calling non-biological machines tired. Signed, Veritas. I mean, that's the least of the trouble. The trouble is challenging it. Ugh. I am glad we do not have an Apollyon long Furby to deal with. That is a good thing at the end of the day. Oh, Zenith, because I got distracted by the crash out part of your message. Happy birthday, by the way. Researcher Lila, thank you for donating again to say. My half-sister used to have a Furby as a kid. Had no batteries in it, yet it made laughing sounds at night with no batteries. Horrifying. Horrifying. Hate that for you. Dr. Sherman, why can Dr. Wrights flirt with SCPs but no one else can? Intern Ryder. You try to stop Dr. Wrights from doing it. See if you succeed. And Akinator image changed because I didn't hear Dr. Sherman tell me no. Oh, dear God, what the... No! No! That is an unprofessional photo that does not befit an SCP researcher. No, desk. The answer is no. No. For those of you who are familiar with, quote, the donut video, that is what desk is referring to. Old lore. Time check. Intern Robert. We are currently 70 minutes into this stream, which means remaining 20 minutes. For those of you in the chat who don't know the old lore, the donut video is an advertisement my author did for a karaoke app called Shmuel. Because as a struggling actor, you take what gigs you can get. Since it's a karaoke app, there was singing involved, and although my author is a talented singing artist, they picked a song that was out of his range. And it did not go well for us. Why are people copying and pasting phrases lol? Intern Sharkosaurus. There are currently 66 people in the chat, sometimes often more than that. So chat has gotten a habit of copy pasting their phrase until I answer it, which perhaps I will get to between the other people talking. Attention, everyone. I am not a telephone to connect your questions directly to Dr. Sherman. I'm here to keep you all safe and make sure everyone follows the rules. Give Sherman a chance to see your post. So, in conjunction with what I just said about copying and pasting, yes, it is not spamming to copy and paste your message as long as it's not spammy in and of itself, because you want me to answer your question or see your query or statement or joke. But yes, the moderator is not a telephone to me. You're interacting with me. Don't try to go through the moderator. Not cool. Dr. Sherman, for no reason, you should square 27 and give it a J. Give you a very cool number. I refuse. I refuse because I know your games. Your awful games. I ordered a copy of Knowledge of All Things by Dado. I have an idea. Hold it by the back cover and let the pages fall with a high-speed camera recording the pages as they fall with a timer. Well, that could be something. I mean, first and foremost, we didn't need an extra copy. We already have one. Do you have the contact information of person of interest, the parapharmacologist Dado? Have you had that this whole time? We could have captured Dado all this time, and you have been sitting on his phone number? Agent Zenith, thank you for donating to the Ko-Fi again to say, can you give Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, a treat for me? Well, if Puppy of Interest 42 appears in the next 16 minutes, then I will do so on stream. Otherwise, I do guarantee that Charlie will receive a treat after stream, if not on stream. Have you heard of Puppy Playtime? Intern Cameron, are you referring to Puppy Playtime, the gaming series? Or did you legitimately mean Puppy Playtime? Puppy of Interest 42, codename Charlie, is quite fond of Puppy Playtime, and Puppy Treat Time, and Puppy Belly Rub Time, and Puppy Burrow Under the Blankets Time. I swear, sometimes that doggo is part groundhog. What happens with SCPs that are fully researched? Intern Lessiker, what are you talking about? Every anomaly can be researched more. Now, do some anomalies, once they reach a certain point, is there nothing we can do with them at the time? Sure. But the next time a new anomaly comes in, that's a new cross test. The next time we just have a shower thought, we could test a new research plan. Suffice it to say, we decommission things very rarely because there's always more science to do. That's Chihuahua behavior, especially the burrowing. Good to know, Agent Zenith. Dr. Sherman, any comments on the events of SCP Fragmented Minds and the lore involved so far? Well, you heard that there were treats on the line, huh? I guess someone heard there was a treat delivery on the line. And so some belly rubs for Puppy of Interest 42. Very good girl, Charlie. And because you're a very good girl, the chat would like you to have this. Very tall, very strong stand. Good dog. Good dog. And because it's Cat Stream, we are getting a visit from Agent Charlemagne as well. In all of his long glory. I did not consent to be photographed. Why would you do this to me? This is not the treat that I want. Get me a better treat.
Nah, he wants the chicken treats.
I am offended. How dare you?
Like, I'll take you.
Fine, Charlie, you can have his treats.
You want to waste it.
Come here. Come here. Whee! All right, he didn't want it. You can have it. Very excited puppy. Very sweetie pumpkin. Okay. I'm 60 questions in and it still doesn't know who I'm talking about. How? What have you done, Froy? What questions did you get wrong? It sounds like you may have gone down a strange path. Did you guys really kept SCP-999 just for emotional support? Intern Perot, I don't know what you're talking about. SCP-999 is a very useful anomaly in a multitude of ways. First of all, we can put it in a blender and utilize the runoff from the blending to increase morale for the Foundation staff. That is what we did in the Asset Florida Orange timeline. We can also do all sorts of different science with SCP-999. There are some who believe that SCP-999 will defeat the Scarlet King in combat once it grows up. I don't necessarily hold to that belief myself, but hey, keeping the goo ball around for a while can't hurt. I mean, all we have to do is feed it some sugar. It's not like it's hurting anybody. What is even going on? Please fill me in. Intern Toxie, I assume you must have woken up from an amnestic coma. I understand. We at the Foundation go through a lot of traumatic things. Amnestics are a part of life. So let me remind you. Here at Site 42, you are receiving a briefing from myself, Dr. Theron Sherman of the SCP Foundation. I am Site Director here at Site 42, and I'm also here to give you your daily briefing on stream to answer your questions, of which you must have many right now, seeing as your memory's been erased, of the SCP Foundation. So whether you have questions about the anomalies we contain, the staff who contain them, the groups of interest who try to stop us from containing them, or hypothetical containment procedures about anomalies that fall outside of the SCP Foundation's purview, I am here for the next, 10 minutes today, but there's a stream every day, so you can see the next one. Wait, how old is Dr. Sherman? I am 39 years old, Froy. Can we throw SCP-72? 9! J. Into the sun, please. Enter Carrot Monkey. I know you are newish around here, but no. Did you see what that thing did to SCP-682? No, you didn't, because we expunged the documentation because it killed it so thoroughly that it was horrifying to all who witnessed it. And so, if we use the sun launcher to launch that abomination into the sun, not only will we bring SCP-1543-J, the sun launcher, to dangerous harm, but we'd probably blow up the sun, at which point humanity is doomed. So no, we will not be doing that. Oh wow, I was totally right about 1543-J being the number for the sun launcher. I had to guess, I didn't quite remember. Captain Gilbert, thank you for your first donation to today's stream, as well as renewing your membership. Grab yourself some shrimp chips on your way past the commissary. How would Remnant from FNAF cross-test with 158? First of all, 158, let me remember. And also, someone is saying desk is on Akinator. Soul extractor. Large mechanical arm, similar to one might find in an automotive factory. Pointed tridactyl claw. Well, at least from this, I'm not going into all of the different experiment logs, but at least first blush, 158 might be able to interact with Remnant. It seems very likely. We have a sun launcher? Yes, intern Carrot Monkey. Did you not expect us to use the sun launcher to launch something into the sun? That's what I thought you were talking about. Wait till it goes back. Yeah, SCP-1543-J, codename the Sun Launcher. For when you just gotta launch something into the sun. We tried to launch 682 into the sun, but then it grew wings. A lot of people ended up with razor sharp feathers in their eyes. So you gotta be careful with that thing. I took a pic and I'll put it in Discord, but Desk has no picture. Well, we do have Desk's desk avatar, so that could be fixed if someone wanted to submit it. Da, 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 da. Intern Blackwell, thank you for sending a 100 to the Containment Hazard Assessment team. I am sure they'll keep it 100 at your urging. What's the SCP's name? That's the satellite. Intern Animating, are you talking about SCP-2721? The, quote, trans homestuck satellite that makes right-wingers get really butthurt? Or are you talking about another satellite? Because I believe there's a lot of satellites. Caleb, thank you for your first donation to today's stream. Grab yourself a tuna melt on your way past the commissary. Is there a way to destroy SCP-72? Night. We know it's immune to flamethrowers thanks to testing it with Abel. As of right now, we do not have a way to destroy that anomaly. Where's Siren Head? Intern Navarro, SCP. What is that anomaly? One word, Siren Head. 5987. SCP-5987, codename Siren Head, is not the Trevor Henderson Siren Head anomaly. SCP-5987 is the French Captain Francois Araganado, captain of the Duc de Danzig. The item is believed to be a preternatural being of some renown, though a full description of its abilities is unconfirmed. What has been observed is that the anomaly is able to physically control the paths of other ships within eyesight, manipulating their sails and riggings any way it pleases. It has used this ability to run vessels and their crews aground or dash them against rocks and collect whatever of value has remained. So, it is a pirate ship that can mind control other boats. It was named Siren Head as a troll because people kept thinking that Trevor Henderson's Siren Head was an SCP, and it was not. 369 Destroyer, thank you for donating again to say. Could 777-J or 10101-J defeat that fucking thing? Has 1010-1... Didn't 1010-1 interact with it in that document? No. What about its own document? God, I hate going to this page. View test logs. I assume neither one of those anomalies would go anywhere near that thing. What you're dealing with there is immovable objects clashing. We did see what happened when SCP-1010-1-J fought SCP-777-J. And when those two battled, it destroyed everything. There were no survivors. We had to utilize SCP-2000 to reboot humanity. And so I would assume... we do know that that abomination destroyed 682, and so did SCP-1010-1 destroyed that thing. So they both power scale higher than 682. Darkblade, SCP-777-J. Experiment log. Did it have a test with 682? Yes. Darkblade, SCP-777-J has also dispatched 682, which puts Darkblade... What is 1010-1's name? I know I hate it, but I don't know its name. Jack, the King of Everything. Got it. Darkblade, Jack, and that abomination essentially all live in the same power scaling tier of nuh-uh. At which point, you just don't fuck with them. Can't find the donation link. Intern Chaos. The Ko-Fi link is in the pinned chat link. Or you can go to beacons.ai/site42 in your browser to find the Ko-Fi. Intern Caleb, thank you for donating again to say. There's a problem. 729-J is not in their... Find that thing and put that thing back in Dr. Hessen's office, or so help me. It was transferred to Site 100 for Project Iseropia. It's fine. Yeah, but I'm sure it's going to be back in a minute. I'm going to have to look through the documentation of that project and see when that thing is returning to site, so I can prepare myself with a litany of anti-nausea remedies. But in the meantime, staff, we are currently at the end of today's stream. And as always, at the end of stream, I tell you guys my favorite SCPs. Now, I would never go and say that my favorite SCPs are the ones I personally wrote. That would be cheating. That would be narcissism. But if you want to read the SCPs I wrote, you can go to the Sherm's author page in Site 42 Hub on the SCP database. There, you'll find the SCPs I wrote, as well as contributed some voice lines or sound effects too. And when you go over one page, you'll find a list of links. Links that a lot of people ask about in the chat, but then just aren't clever enough to find. Poor them. But not poor you, because you are clever. You'll find the links. And when you do, you'll be able to become a Patreon patron or a YouTube channel member to donate to us monthly. You can do a Ko-Fi or YouTube Super Chat to donate to us one at a time. You could also go to the link to purchase the Dr. Sherman Site Director Edition plushie. You have 14 days to make your pre-order before it's gone forever. So, we appreciate whether you donate or purchase merch to support Site 42. Your generosity helps Desk, myself, and the rest of the team keep the lights on, and we thank you for your service. If, however, you are not able to donate because you are part of the broke gang, do not fret. We are an arts community here in the SCP Foundation. We understand starving artists, trust me. But you can still help us out by being a member of Mobile Task Force Psi 42, codename the Signal Boosters. When you like, share, subscribe, comment, chat, clip us, not just here at Site 42, but also the projects of the SCP community we support. The SCP Wiki and its authors and artists, the animators, filmmakers, game devs, podcasters, merch makers. You are helping us to get bigger and better SCP films and games and such made. So we thank you for your service in this matter. Now, without further ado, my favorite SCPs in no particular order are SCP-3999, SCP-3043, SCP-008-J, SCP-Spooky-J, SCP-5031, SCP-5175, SCP-5320, and SCP-8980. Content warning on the last one, it's a bit of a rough read. Speed route. 39993043608 to stay spooky to shift 5 final content warning on the last one's a rough read. So, Site42 staff, there's been another coffee break with Dr. Sherman, a subsidiary of the anomalous broadcast from Site42. I hope you had fun. I hope you learned something. Be safe, be well, and as always, secure, contain, protect. See you in the next video or stream. Like an old stray cat sitting on a fence. Ain't got enough dough to pay the rent. I'm flat broke, but I don't care. I strut right by with my tail in the air. Stray cat strut, I'm a lady's cat. I'm a feline Casanova. Hey man, that's that. Get a shoe thrown at me from a mean old man. I getting my dinner from a garbage can. Credit song is Stray Cat Strut by the Stray Cats. Be safe, be well, Site42 staff, and as always, secure, contain, protect. I'll see you in the next video or stream.